In the US, nearly 40% of the food goes actually uneaten, significantly from hospitality and catering industries, right? So, as a founder, when you were building the business from the simple idea, so what is your philosophy of a food waste, and what do you do with the leftovers, or do you have any strategy around that?
Yeah, absolutely. So from very early on, like I've mentioned, I was raised with a single mother. We didn't have much growing up. I mean, we were living on food stamps for a long time. So I definitely,
Appreciate that.
I've thought about that. That's been a really big driving factor in how we operate. So the earliest on, we were actually trying to find a source to unload, either donate or sell our eggshells to. We looked at a calcium coffee where we would powderize them and make our own coffee, and we tested that for a while. The eggs themselves, once they're peeled, obviously eggs they're not always perfect. You're going to have the ones that are rough. There's no magic behind it. We're just like anybody at home. So we hated wasting the egg whites, and that's when we started developing the deviled egg salads. So we would, layer the whites with the filling and the toppings, and by doing individual flavor builds of egg salad as opposed to a big batch mixed, you get a longer shelf life with all of your products, and you can make them to order in any flavor instead of having to make a big batch and then potentially throwing it out. Our yolks can be frozen. We've done a lot of shelf life studies on toppings and different things, and so we know if we're a couple days away or we don't think we've got an excess of peeled eggs, we can harvest. We call harvest the yolks and at least freeze those, and we can pickle egg whites for future events. So if we're really in a bind and we had a big event or something, we'll usually pickle and freeze. But we've gotten our processes down, and we've used, we're really starting to incorporate AI and some previous data at our locations to predict sales as best as we can. We factor in weather and time of year and holidays and things like that. But there's no real way to predict,
Yeah, of course. No
behaviors
one
of
can.
people.